I'm a corrupted mind. Through the world, through my crooked eyes. Tell me what you find. Look in the white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about. Trapped in my head, run from infinite thought. When I was young, I would run for the cops. Fearing and death, I just run for the loss. Dumb sign, my corrupted mind. Search every corner where the demons hide. I don't even know what you're trying to find. What you're trying to find. This fucked up life of mine. Down and low like a landmine. I'm down to my damn mind. Every single day I'm sky high. Look in the white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. Remember the night in Chicago when I said I'd never leave your side. I'll never leave you. I'll never leave your side. I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna end the night right now. I just wanna smoke until the sunrise. I don't wanna say goodnight. I don't wanna leave your side, cloud nine. I just wanna smoke until the. I just wanna smoke until my lungs cave in. I don't like to talk when I'm hella faded. Turn the music up, this my shit. Listen close, focus on the cadence. I just want something low-key uncomplicated. As long as the earth in rotation, I'ma be faded. I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna end the night right now. I just wanna smoke until the sunrise. I don't wanna say goodnight. I don't wanna leave your side, cloud nine. I just wanna smoke until the. I just wanna smoke until my lungs cave in. You know I miss the cold. I
Yo, yo, happy Thursday, everybody. Streaming today because I did not stream yesterday. I was actually out. Doing some stuff. We had really nice weather. But how's everybody doing? I haven't streamed on I don't think I've ever streamed on a Thursday, so it's a little weird. Again, another part of the reason is the market's going crazy. I wanted to clarify some things. I mean, a lot of you that are longtime listeners, viewers, followers, whatever, we've been expecting this, so it's no surprise. I'm a little. Obviously, I'm excited. I'm making a lot of money right now, but it's more rewarding to me seeing that all of the hard work I've put in over the last like 8-9 years has really paid off. So really happy to see that. Really happy. Also, I've received a lot of really positive feedback over the last day. Just a lot of people saying like, thanks for the free content. And guys, I just want you to know I do this because I make some money from Patreon, and some of you that use the the referral link, that support's awesome. But I mainly do this so that you guys have a place to find quality content, reliable content, and something that I'm not always right all the time, but at least I have like invalidation and points of contact, confluence, multiple reasons. I'm not just screaming for something and calling for some kind of emotional wave. So thanks again for all of you that have kind of stuck around and stuck with me. I appreciate it. And let's get into some analysis today. So 777. Looking forward to hearing my opinions. Don't want to miss the next leg up. I don't know if Bitcoin's ready, but I think a lot of altcoins are like really gaining traction. Like Bitcoin dominance needs to come down some, so we'll get into that soon. Recession is over. Yeah, I fully believe our recession's over. I mean, guys, the S&P 500 is, I believe it's less than 5%. Yeah, it's almost 6% off all-time highs. Like you guys have to remember, the S&P 500 is not an altcoin. It's not a shit coin. It doesn't pump and dump. Like I've been saying this for months, for about a year. We bottomed. It's over. Like we bottomed when is this? October in 2022. It's been about 8 months, right? So it happened. We hit every definition of recession. Financial recession, we've hit it. We hit the recession average, which is 29%. We hit about 28%, right? Risk assets dumped 80 to 90%, both stocks, both tech stocks and crypto, right? The dollar went on a parabolic run and is now showing bearish continuation downwards. Again, a big sign that the bottom's in. Again, the SPX is breaking macro resistances like it's nothing. Another sign that we're very bullish. It's pretty amazing to me that people are still calling for some crazy financial disaster. Now, will we get one in the future? Probably. There's a lot of debt. There's a lot of inflationary concerns. There's obviously rate hikes that have increased. But again, guys, like 20 years ago, rates were in the double digits. They're still single digits. They're still low. Big YouTubers and Twitter people are still screaming recession. I've been 12K. They always show. I mean, but you have to remember, those are the same people that told you that Bitcoin was going to go to 200 and 500 and $1 million today, right? So 2 years ago when Plan B came out and, all these crazy influencers, they said 200, 500, whatever, just an unreasonable number for Bitcoin. We ended up topping and then moving lower. A lot of these people have no financial experience and they're not good traders. Guys, you have to remember, a lot of these people, like no joke, a lot of these people on Twitter and on YouTube, and I'm one of, I wouldn't say I'm one of them. Like I have a referral link. It's more or less just like, hey, if you want to give back, trade on this exchange, it's reliable, I'd appreciate it. But a lot of those people don't actually make money trading. They make money by referral links. They make money by pump and dump schemes or advertising altcoins or whatever it is. They don't actually make any money trading. They've multiple of them have been caught just using demo accounts, and they never post profit and loss. And the other thing is they only post gains. They never tell you when they lose. They never post invalidation, and their TA is like a 3-year-old could do a better job. You have to remember, a lot of those people really don't know what the hell they're doing. You're up a lot today. Happy for you. Yeah, I'm up 25,000 at the moment. So I'm doing good. As long as, so really I'm only in Litecoin at the moment. So I have my dollar cost average, of course, it's killing it. But the biggest trade I'm in right now is Litecoin, and I'll go over it and how it happened and why it happened. Again, if you're interested in those, and I actually need to do something really quickly. I have to. I don't know. I have to. What's the word? I have to get those links posted. So I'm gonna do that real quick, just so you guys can see them. Streamlabs. I don't know why it does this. Pretty annoying. I have links that post from bots, and sometimes they just don't work, or I don't know what the deal is. So just like Discord links and stuff like that. So let me get these on real quick, and then I'll continue with the TA. Just because I know it's 4. I usually do this at 5 Eastern. I know it's 4. I know a lot of you are still working and probably just have me in your headphones. You know, you can't watch the screen. So I'll get through this. I'll do this real quick, and then we'll get on with it. Look at that. It was turned off. That's crazy. Okay, now it's back on. Cool. So hopefully that'll work. We'll see. If not, I'll fix it off stream. So, what's up, yes, sir? Nice to see you here. Litecoin was a very good call. So, okay, I'm going to get to the Litecoin trade, but I'm going to go through everything that we go through first, and then I'm going to go over the Litecoin trade. It's a huge shout out to, I don't want to say his name. He comes in here a lot. I'm sure some of you that are regular have seen him. But he's a prior student of mine, and he's the one that kind of was like, hey, what do you think of this? So he's not a student of mine anymore. He's done the course and everything. He's actually a full-time trader after taking the course. Like, he sent me a really nice message, and I really appreciate it. But he sent it to me, and I was like, wow, that is really good. And, I gave the rest of the group, like, hey, this is where you'll enter. This is where your stop loss will be. This is where you'll add onto the trade. So I gave the framework or the blueprint of the trade, but he's the one that called it out. So I don't want to take all the credit for that. He definitely deserves some of that credit. If he wants me, you know who you are. If you want me to give you credit for that, like publicly, I will. I'll give you your name, but I know you've told me in the past you don't want me to share your name. So I'm trying to respect that. But you know who you are, and you deserve a lot of that credit as well. So anyways, SPX. We're bullish, guys. Like, we're not in a bull market yet, until we break all-time highs. We are not in a bull market, but we are in a bullish state. We're breaking resistances. The biggest thing for me on this daily, we actually had an ascending wedge that got completely ignored. We actually broke out today, so I'm really liking that. Ignoring those divergences, now continuing up. Our next resistance is that 4,600 area. So that's where my interest is. We'll probably hit that, reject, consolidate again, and then continue higher. Same old, nothing new there. So dollar, the DXY, this is what I wanted to talk about today. Guys, it kind of shocking to me, and I know a lot of you that are watching the stream, you're not one of these people. This is not deviation. You are way past deviation. This is a breakdown. This is a catastrophic breakdown. I've said over the last year, not even year, like the last 6 months. So when I gave my confirmation points, the SPX breaking that 4,200, the dollar breaking below 101, and then obviously like risk kind of breaking resistances, staying strong. That confirms that recession's over for me, TA wise. So guys, we broke down. This is a catastrophic breakdown. This is not deviation. We've been talking about this bear flag for, probably since May. So a couple months, 3 months-ish. We originally said it wasn't going to be a double bottom. Double bottoms don't act like this. And it's most likely going to form a bear flag. And look what we got. We got a perfect bear flag and a breakdown. It's amazing to me that people are still telling you to, don't buy stocks, put your money in the dollar. Guys, let's remove everything from the equation that this is the dollar. Imagine this is Ethereum. We'll say this is Ethereum, right? And you see this, right? You see the confluence over here, and you see this. What are you doing when price is right here? Right when you get below that white line, what are you doing? Right? I tweeted it earlier today. What are you doing with that? And if your answer is too long, your trading career is hopeless. Like, that is an easy short. That is a bear flag breakdown. You know, I'm not going to open up a daily or a 4-hour, but if there's a reversal pattern here, you could enter there, enter more here, and then you're looking at your next level of support, which is most likely like 97, maybe 99-ish. So yeah, probably 90. Oh, we're kind of at a support level. I have to look at the historicals, so I'm not going to look at it now, but that's kind of the point I'm trying to provide. Will we bounce around? Will we probably do one of these? Probably. Could we do this? Probably. Again, guys, this is a very bearish scenario. This is no way, shape, or form bullish. And it was funny, on my one of my personal Twitter accounts, Crypto Savvy, like his tweet popped up saying that this was going to be deviation and this is a great time to buy the dollar, put money in the dollar, and don't buy stocks. And he couldn't be more wrong. Right? This is a terrible time to put money in the dollar. This is a great time to put money in stocks. We have multiple confirmations that recession is over. We have psychological reasons for recession being over, and we're going to open that up. Let's see. We're going to pipe in trends. So you go to Google Trends and watch this. Go over. We'll look up the term recession. We'll look up in the past 12 months. Okay, so let's say like Bitcoin, right? Let's say even we'll do another range, custom range. We'll do from 2021 to 2023. Okay, so look, we have 2 points of recession. We have July 31st and we have June 18th, 2022. So those were like the peak recession periods, right? People talking about recession, recession's going to start, recession this, all of that and the above. And I want you to look at like the Bitcoin chart real quick. So we know it's in July. It's around the summer, right? So the summer of 2022, where were we? We were here, right? We were right here. We were essentially bottoming. Yes, I know FTX, put us a little lower. So we were within a... it's 20%. So we were within 20%, really. I'm going to go with the low. I'm going to go with the recent low just because I know, and some of you are going to disagree here. We were within 13%. Excuse me. Let me leave that up there for people that didn't see it. So we were within 13% when recession was being talked about and everyone's saying we're going to go through recession, right? And look what happened. We ended up bottoming, and now we're continuing higher. Let's look at the S&P 500. So around the summer of last year, so again, you're looking around this time period. Let's look how far lower we went, right? We went down 6%. We ended up bottoming here, continuing. Now, I know that took several months, but we're essentially bottoming. When the term recession, when that term is used, so essentially you'll find a market top when people start looking at like, what is Bitcoin? Like, what is the S&P 500? What are these? What is this? What is that? You can literally use psychology to trade the market. It is unbelievably accurate, right? Unbelievably amazing that people were talking about recession coming right here, and we ended up bottoming, right? We were off by 6%. Unbelievable. And same thing during COVID. People started talking about recession during COVID, and we ended up bottoming and going higher. So if you look at, and you can do the same thing here, right? Like you can go and look for Bitcoin. And we'll go from 2020 to 2021. If it will let me. So we'll do the summer of 2020 to now. So watch this. So we know that we peaked in April, May, March, around March, April, May. Look at this. Like all of your peaks here. Literally the highest point, or one of the highest points, was literally the top for Bitcoin, right? I think on May 16th we dumped. That's why a lot of people are talking about Bitcoin. But essentially that January, February, let's go ahead and look at the chart real quick. Let's look at January, February back in 2021, right? So you're looking at, I'll give a little bit more credit just because we were at 40K. Maybe it's a little bit off, but I want you to look at something in perspective, right? People started looking at Bitcoin, getting interested in Bitcoin as it was up 1,100%. Right? That's where you want to say, okay, it's probably time to sell. It's probably time to look for sell signals. Everyone's getting on board. The whales are probably going to dump on everybody like they always do, so on and so forth. So that's kind of my psychological spiel for the day. Oh, here we go. You're right. You're not always right all the time. You always delete your tweets when you're wrong. You always seem right. Yeah, you're right. I literally don't delete tweets. I could care less if I'm wrong. I think it's part of human nature to be wrong. So if you can provide me an example of a deleted tweet that where I've been wrong and I deleted it, be my guest. If not, you're just making yourself look like a complete idiot. What do you think about Bitcoin dominance? Was the sharp fall today? Yeah, we'll get to that. So moving forward, Tether. Talked about potential head and shoulders. Again, very bullish for crypto. Really need to break these both of these levels. Not going to spend too much time on this because not much has changed. Bitcoin. So originally, and I'll say this, originally, I did have some fears, and just so everybody knows, I am long from 28K. I have not added to that long. I actually put a lot of money into Litecoin, not really looking to add to that Bitcoin long yet or anytime soon. But from that point, I had concerns that we had a potential head and shoulders here. Ended up not happening, and it's just sideways movement. Part of the decision to ignore that and not short it was just how funky it looks. Like, yes, it kind of looks like a head and shoulders, but my rule is if it looks a little weird, if it looks a little off or non-symmetrical, which it does, right? You have all these crazy wicks. If you turn on, if you have to turn on the lines to make a pattern, you're looking for reasons to do something, right? And that's not how you trade. So for me, it just wasn't in the cards. It didn't make much sense. I didn't want to put emphasis on that. On top of that, we have a massive range break, right? We have a massive bullish range break. We have sideways movement into resistance. I figured, if there's no other reasons, between Tether, which there aren't, and then the DXY breaking down, I said, okay, why don't I take a look at Bitcoin dominance? So we look at Bitcoin dominance, and dominance is very overextended, right? So as dominance starts to come down, alts are going to explode, which they are now. And I know a lot of people are blaming the Ripple case or whatever, which probably has some influence, especially for XRP and XLM. But for the most part, alts are probably going to take some steam until we retest and continue upwards. Yeah, I got to ban this guy. This is fucking annoying. Dude, it's fine, dude. You're a loser, and you probably lost money shorting. Good for you. I'm glad that you're saying it's on your mind. It says a lot about you. So enjoy never being able to see free and valuable content because your head's too far up your ass. Dude, it's right. Everybody say bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Hey, you can watch the stream, you just can't talk, so go fuck yourself. Yeah, the DXY doesn't deviate 2%. That's kind of what I brought on. Steven, what's good, man? I was talking about the Litecoin trade. So, I'm going to get there. But yeah, essentially you're going to take some steam from Bitcoin. Alts are probably going to fly. Yeah, imagine hating here, being salty. Yeah, it's probably like Agros or Crypto Savvy. It's probably some fucking guy that has never made money trading in this market. It's hilarious. Like, you watch these guys like short the entire way up and then they long the top. It's comedy gold. Like, dude, you're just a fucking loser. You're just like, okay, I'll give you some credit if I was really wrong, right? Like, if I was wrong about this pump and all this and on the Litecoin trade, and you came in here and said that, okay, you're an asshole, but okay, you're right, I was wrong. Okay? But you just come in here and I'm right, and you're telling me my analysis is trash. I don't delete any of my tweets unless I look at them and I say, it's kind of offensive, maybe I should delete that. I haven't deleted any tweets, right? Nothing. So yeah, it's pretty weird. Pretty weird. If you are Agris, Crypto Savvy, whatever. I hope that you find God or something, because you need some help, brother. You need some help. Moving on. So Bitcoin. Looks like a resistance break. I'm wary because you have all of this, right? You have all these wicks kind of all the way up until 32.4. I think once we break 32.4, that's what really does it. I'd like to see more volume come in later today. But everything else looks okay. Nothing else really says weakness. I mean, there's still 4 more hours, so I expect this volume candle to go up a little bit more. Again, I think we're okay. Right? I don't think it's a true resistance break, but I think it's fine. I mean, okay, so let me give you this. 777. Ripping on them when not only do them and their followers rip on me, right? So aside from that, they have a massive following, right? They have a massive following, and they're telling people, I don't want this to be confused, right? Like, you can be wrong. Like, there are many great analysts that are wrong, like often. They're all wrong often, but they have, they change their bias. They're willing to go with the direction of the market. They're willing to say I'm wrong. You have people like Agris and Crypto Savvy. Between them, they have 60,000 followers or whatever they have, right? So there's a lot of people that are looking at their tweets, taking them seriously, and they're going to end up losing in the end. So the whole point in me calling them out, which, yes, is probably asinine and probably isn't maybe the best way to do it, is to get the attention of these people and say, look, what you're doing is coping for this shitty analysis, because these two people have been consistently wrong for the last several years. It's like the same thing with Capo. If Capo, so Agris, Capo, and Crypto Savvy, if they came out publicly and said, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I'd never say anything about it. Like, the constant coping and saying the market's wrong and I'm right, the market doesn't know what it's doing. Like, no, dude, you're an idiot. The market is always right. And if you're wrong, like if your trade isn't with the market, you're fucking wrong, right? So I'm not trying to play like Superman here, but when you're consistently being an asshole and ruining people, like look at Capo. I think you should be held to some responsibility if there are people that look at you and rely on you. Right? Like there are people that look and rely on me. That's why I always provide risk management. That's why I always provide, an invalidation point. That's why I, always tell people, especially like I don't post trades on Twitter like 99% of the time because I don't want to be held accountable for you throwing a 50 times leverage trade and losing all your money. Right? If you're in my Patreon group, there's way more flexibility for me to say, hey, cool it on the leverage. Hey, move your stop up. Or, hey, I can guide you through this trade or show you where invalidation is or show you where the resistance lines are, so on and so forth. That way, you're not getting screwed. There are plenty of times in my Patreon group where I place a trade and tell the group to place a trade and it's wrong, right? I'll admit that. I'm not God. I have like a 50% success rate, if that. But the best thing about it is saying, hey, don't use this much leverage. Keep your risk low, so on and so forth. I can guide you through. I can't do that on Twitter. I literally have like 100 characters in a tweet. I can't write all that out. And you can't follow the trade in real time. Discord, it's way easier. So, yes, it's probably, not the... Yeah, I post trades in my Discord, like the paid part of Discord. The rest of the Discord's free. There's still a lot you can learn from in the free Discord. But yes, I do post trades. Like I posted the framework for the Litecoin trade. And again, I don't want to post the identity because he's told me in the past, like, don't share my name. So he's watching the stream now. I know he is. So I'm giving you credit. So if you want me to say your name out loud, I can. But one of my students pointed out the Litecoin trade, and I was like, wow, that's beautiful. Let's rip it. So again, Bitcoin, not looking too bad. My biggest point is dominance. So what I would like to see is Bitcoin continue a little higher, maybe retest that area of broken support, and then continue lower, retest, and continue higher. Any movement down with Bitcoin dominance means alts take steam and alts can continue higher. Again, I think that's needed to let this weekly cool off, especially. And it would be a very bullish scenario for Bitcoin. Then we can retest, continue higher. Bitcoin can continue higher. Maybe it goes to mid 30s, maybe lower 40s. And then basically this time period where we're going down with dominance, you put money in alts, which we did over the last several days. And then you rotate those profits into Bitcoin when you see that that resistance retested as support, put it back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin pumps. It's a glorious trade rotation. Yeah, there's a lot of good content in the free side. Like I'm very fortunate, and I have a very good analyst, spectrum of analysts or people that I call analysts in the Discord. Even the people that just come and go, it's generally a very productive discussion. It's not a bunch of bullshit. So let's get into Litecoin and why we traded Litecoin. So in my Patreon group and on Twitter, I actually did post a free trade, and it was Litecoin. I originally called the inverted head and shoulders. Again, shout out to one of my prior students. He sent me this and was like, look how nice this looks. And I said, it really does look beautiful. So yeah, let's rip it. But anyways, perfect inverted head and shoulders, very symmetrical. Ended up getting in around 94.7 down here. We ended up pumping up, added more to the position around 90. I think it was 97.9. I have to double check. Maybe it was 99.7. I think it was 99.7 because I was asleep during some of this. Came back down, kind of retested that neckline, and continued higher. What I'd like to see is closing above this daily resistance. Again, if we kind of zoom out in resistance, we're very, very slightly above. Nice volume so far. So I'd like to see us close above. We still have 4 more hours. Bitcoin's starting to pull back some. No worries. But I'd like to see the daily close above there. The next resistance will be 112, right? There's been a historical precedent for some of these coins with between Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin, where I can tell you some of those prior historical resistances. The good thing about Ethereum is it's kind of blown past its historical precedents, so I can't really answer the between the 4 and 2K range. But with Litecoin, it's generally 94, 96, 102, sometimes 104, between 102 and 104, and then 112 and 120, then 140. So expecting 112. If we get 120, that'd be fantastic. But if we do get 112, you're looking at that potential double top there. That would be pretty clean. If we broke past it, then great. We'll see 120 thereafter. But yeah, guys, that's kind of all I have to cover. I just wanted to point